Good morning, UNF. You're watching The Early Bird, brought to you by Spinnaker TV, live from the Student Union. I'm Josh Brannick.
And I'm Ashley Pinkett. This morning we're talking about special campus events.
And later we will discuss the new hit series, House of Cards.
It's all right here, right now, on The Early Bird.
All right, everyone, it's time to get down and dirty here at UNF. The UNF Gardens is hosting an informational event today from 1 to 2 p.m. The session is to explain to people which bugs are beneficial to the garden and which aren't. The session will also go over how each bug is important to the ecosystem and why. Now, space is limited, so make sure to RSVP before it's too late at www.bit.ly/UNF Gardens. Now remember, the event is at 1 p.m. today, so you have to RSVP soon as possible. So this is definitely something interesting. I know we were talking before the show. You didn't have any idea that we even had like an organic garden.
I had no idea at all.
Yeah, it was something that was put into place, I believe, probably about a year and a half or so, I want to say. Don't take me for certain on 100% on that. But it's out by our skate park and all that, and it's definitely something interesting. They always are looking for volunteers. It's a way for you to get organic, more in touch and stuff. You know, you can grow your own crops, and I don't know. It's interesting. I kind of.
Have you been there or done it?
I honestly, personally have not been there yet, but I know I used to do some gardening and stuff like that. I have,
it's a little herb garden. It's the best. It's good for cooking.
It is.
Maybe you should get there and actually know what you're doing.
It is. I got basil. Didn't even have to go and do anything. It was pretty sweet. But you always see these bugs around. You're kind of like, oh, this is gross, and kind of want to get rid of them. But
maybe
either way, now you're gonna find out. Yeah, exactly. You don't want to. So
exactly. All right, you have heard of UNF having a blood drive, but never a bone marrow drive, and this is all about to change. UNF Student Nursing Association and Public Relations Student Society will have a meeting today to discuss their efforts for the drive. If you would like to be involved, the meeting will be in the Student Union room 3601 from 8 to 10 o'clock tonight. Now, I don't know if you've ever done bone marrow, like whatever, but it's kind of more intrusive and intense.
Yeah.
So just make sure you know that before people go into this.
Listen, I understand it is for a very good cause. It is for something that's really important. I get that, but I don't even donate blood because I don't do needles.
Blood?
I don't do needles, let alone these big things like this, and just they're like that
don't
round.
Scare people. Okay, it's not intense,
that bad.
But
it's not that bad. But me, I just.
This is really good, though, because if you're a public relations student, you can also get more involved, maybe get some extra stuff to put on your resume for later that you helped out with this drive. I don't know. I'm trying to reach all angles here.
You can do a few things, but still, it is definitely an important thing. Definitely go, and if you're okay with needles, I would say get involved.
I think I'm going to do it.
So I wish I could. It's a phobia of mine.
We're working on it. He'll do it. It's decided.
Gotcha. Now, as you're eating breakfast this morning, you may have decided to go with skim milk or a reduced fat milk because you're watching your caloric intake. Well, 2 new studies may just change what kind of milk you drink in the morning. Studies written in the European Journal of Nutrition and the Scandinavian Journal of Primary Health suggest that drinking whole milk and enjoying fatty dairy products may actually help keep you lean. The Scandinavian study took females and gave them whole milk, butter, and cream over a 12-year period and found that they were significantly less likely to become obese compared to the male counterparts. This is definitely something that's really interesting because it's been, it's been ingrained in your head that, okay, you've got things. Yeah, like diet, low fat, 2%, reduced fat milk, this and this and this. But I mean, if you think about it, when you're a baby and you kind of wane off formula and all that stuff, they tell you it has to be whole milk. Exactly. So. Yeah,
and it's actually, I don't know, I was telling you this during the break, but actually having the whole milk is way better because if you have a low-fat or reduced, they pump that with sugars and other things to make you want and crave that. Same thing with Diet Coke or Coke. You want the whole product because you're just going to be craving what's fake. Exactly. So it's actually better for you to just have the real thing.
And it's another thing, speaking about the sugars, it's always important to go and read the food labels before you go and eat them and all that stuff. So, I mean, make sure you understand what you're eating before you just kind of put it in.
Just because it says diet does not mean
it doesn't mean that it's your diet. Exactly. It's funny because, speaking of milk, we were talking, I also started drinking almond milk, and I know you're lactose
I drink almond
intolerant,
milk.
so
It's totally worth it.
we'll see how it works. I'm trying a new dairy product, I guess.
There you go.
But guys, all right, Ospreys, you know what time it is. It's time for our trivia question of the day.
That is right. Who was the first couple shown in bed together on primetime television?
We will have the juicy answer and a little bit on some TV shows right after the break.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to the Early Bird Live from the Student Union. I'm Josh Brannick.
And I'm Ashley Pinkett. Before the break, we asked you if you knew who was the first couple to be shown in bed together on primetime television.
And if you guessed it was actually a cartoon character, and maybe you were right, it was actually Fred and Wilma Flintstone in the cartoons, the Flintstones. Who would have guessed?
I know. It's a cartoon animated show, and that was the first couple to just be shown hanging out in bed.
I guess we're a little different in our generation. It's kind of like, wait, they sleep in different rooms? Kind of, that's
Yeah,
weird. So,
exactly. I think times are a-changing.
I guess times are changing. We're getting a little bit more used to these things. But
Whatever.
Fred and Wilma Flintstone knocking
They
down
started
barriers.
it all, exactly.
Knocking down barriers back in Bedrock. So now this Valentine's Day wasn't just about love and delicious food. Well, it was for me. But it was about House of Cards Season 2 being released for the public. It is recorded that 15% of Netflix users watched the first episode in a 6 to 8 hour period. If you have not seen the show, it is about a congressman who works with his equally conniving wife to exact revenge on the people who betrayed him. It's a critically acclaimed show. It's one of those Netflix shows, so it's just thrown on there right at the same time.
This and Orange is the New Black, I love it. They also tried this one weird spinoff that was not very good about werewolves.
Hemlock Grove.
Yes, and it wasn't very good. But Netflix has
to your own opinion, but
I'm sorry.
to each their own.
Watch it, make whatever you want about it. But I think that this is one of the best shows like I've seen it ever.
I
It's
still
so
have
good.
not. I still have not. Gotten a chance to catch up on it. I still have to watch a bunch of shows that a lot of people are talking about.
Put this at the top
I've got
of your
Game
list.
of Thrones, House of Cards, Orange is the New Black. I did get Breaking Bad out of the way. So I mean, I got that out of the way back when it was actually still on TV.
The one good thing I will say about these Netflix shows is there's a huge thing going on with binge watching television. I do it. I did it with Scandal this weekend.
Well, it's a new thing. It's called Netflixing. It's where you go and
Exactly.
it's a legitimate way to say, like, when you have a friend who's like, hey, I want to go out tonight. You can go and be like, sorry, I have a case of the Netflings, and they're like, okay.
It's now a thing. It can be like an event. Oh, you want to go out? No, I'm Netflixing.
I'm
Oh,
Netflixing.
okay, dude, I get it. I'll see
Oh,
you
dude,
later.
I get you. I was Netflixing the other night. Don't even worry about it.
Exactly. And now you have 2 seasons of House of Cards if you need to catch up.
People
so
are going to start
get
having
on it.
meetings, and it's going to be Netflix is going to
I
become
know.
an addiction one of these days. I don't know.
I think I will be
I'm
the first
addicted.
person to go to that, so it's fine. Ellen Page has come out as gay, saying she is tired of hiding. She was at a Human Rights Campaign inaugural Time to Thrive concert, which promotes safety, inclusion, and well-being for the LGBT youth. She is receiving support from many stars over Twitter, including Emile Hirsch, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, Kate Mara, Mia Farrow, and many more.
It is very interesting and welcoming to see a lot of these big-name people. You know, Ellen Page is, I mean, she hasn't really.
She
you
was
could correct me.
nominated for an Oscar.
She was nominated for
Yeah,
an
for
Oscar.
Juno.
For Juno. I was going to say, she hasn't really been in anything really super big recently.
No, she
but
did
I mean,
Inception, but not recently.
But I mean,
yet.
Ellen Page is definitely a wide-known actress, and it's definitely welcoming to see that people are beginning to be okay with coming out and saying, hey, this is who I am.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Michael Sam coming out, and a football player coming out, and possibly being drafted in the NFL. You've got Ellen Page is coming out. You got more and more people being more comfortable to
Exactly.
be who they are, and it's definitely very welcoming to see that in our society.
And if you want to watch her speech, you can find it on YouTube. It's about 8 minutes, but it's definitely worth a watch because she goes into the details about how in Hollywood it's not really that easy to come out and be gay, playing maybe straight people in a TV show. The public don't really accept that very well. So break down those barriers, especially with the guy in the NFL. I don't know. I think it's a great.
It is
great
definitely something very interesting, and it's pretty important to be a part of this. Not to be in the movement, but to be able to see these things kind of change.
Especially because I love Ellen Page. So I was excited. I don't know. Yay, Ellen! I love you.
Got it. Now we are coming to the close of our show, and you know what time it is. It's time to check out our Vine of the day. Let's go ahead and rule that Vine, guys. Let's check it out.
This fire extinguisher is so heavy. Do you have one that's a little lighter?
This guy is a funny dude.
A little lighter.
A little lighter.
This fire extinguisher is so heavy. Do you have one that's a little lighter?
A little lighter, I love
This
that.
fire extinguisher is so heavy. Do you have one that's a little lighter?
Opposite of what fire extinguishers do. I've never used a fire extinguisher before, but I'm pretty sure they're used to extinguish fires.
Ever since I saw WALL-E, where he's flying around in space with the fire extinguisher, I've always wanted to use one because I think it's really cool. But yeah, it was like the coolest thing. I don't know.
I don't know if that's really how that works, but it's okay.
I want it so bad.
Neil deGrasse will come out and be like, "That's not how science works."
No, Bill Nye, do not break my heart. Tell me it's true.
All right, guys, thanks for checking us out today. Make sure to go online and check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/UNFEarlyBird. Give us that thumbs up.
Yes, and also go on Twitter at UNFEarlyBird.
Now, if you're watching on Spinnaker Television, make sure to stay tuned because Spinnaker News with the Patrick Lloyd is coming up next.
Have a great day, Ospreys, and don't forget to check us out tomorrow.
Same place, same time. She's taking my lines.